Good day, grade 9 students. Ang lesson natin ngayon ay graph of quadratic function and the shifting of the parabola. So, let's start. Okay. The parabola is the graph of quadratic functions. So, if you see a graph which is in the form of parabola, it represents a quadratic function. So what is the shifting of the parabola? It is the movement of the parabola on the Cartesian plane, whether it moves upward or downward, it moves to the left or to the right. And then we count how many units. Okay, the graph of the parabola can be opens upward or opens downward. So if it is opens upward, you have here the vertex or the minimum value. Because since it opens upward, you have here the lowest point. That's why it is minimum point. It is called also the vertex. And this vertical line is what we call the axis of symmetry, wherein it divides the graph into two equal parts. Same thing with the parabola opens downward. But in this case, the vertex is your maximum point. It is the highest point here. Okay. And again, the axis of symmetry, the vertical line here is the line that divides the graph into two equal parts, or the parabola into two equal parts. Okay, so for example, we have y is equal to x squared. So this is a quadratic function wherein b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 0. So if you're going to graph this, you form table of values and we assign values for x because x is our independent variable. So here I assign -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. These values will be substituted to your x here in y is equal to x squared. So let's start with the value of x equals -2. So it becomes y is equal to -2 squared. So what is -2 squared? It is equal to 4. Okay. Next is -1. So y is equal to -1 squared. So your x here is -1. So what is -1 squared? So it is +1. If your x is 0, so y is equal to 0 squared. Okay, so what is 0 times 0? It is still 0. And then for your x is 1, so y is equal to 1 squared. Okay, so it is still 1. 1 times 1 is still 1. And for x is equal to 2, so y is equal to 2 squared, so it is 4. Okay, so your -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, those are values of x and we just simply substitute it here in our given quadratic function. So the graph of this quadratic function is this one. So this is your -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 4. Okay, so those are the 5 points that we got from this table. Okay, so, and this is what we call vertex. So the vertex of this graph is at the origin. So your vertex, which is what we call the h, k, is 0, 0, or the origin. So that is your vertex. And for this one, this vertical orange line, this is your axis of symmetry. So, saan tumama sa x-axis yung vertical line na yan? Tumama sa 0. So, kung ano man yung value ng h natin, which is 0, dito, ang h natin 0, yan yung ating axis of symmetry. That is, x is equal to h. So, what is our h? Our h is x is equal to 0. So, this is now the equation of the axis of symmetry. Since it is a vertical line, so it is x equals a number which is equivalent to h. Kung ano yung h mo dito, yun yung axis of symmetry mo dito. So, dapat equation siya, x equals. Okay, so since 0 yung h nyo dito, 0 ang nilagay natin dyan. Okay, doon ka magre-refer sa vertex ha. Yan, sa value ng h. Yan yung axis of symmetry. Ngayon, the opening of the parabola. So, ang ating parabola ay opens upward. Kahit walang graph, pwede mo masabing upward yan kasi positive tong a mo dito sa x squared. So, ang a nyo dyan ay 1. So, positive yon. So, it is upward. Okay, so, what if our y equals x squared? Add something constant. So, let's add something constant here. Okay, so we add positive 3 as constant. So, y is equal to x squared plus 3. So, again, let's form a table of values. And we assign the values of x is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And how do we get the value of your y here? So, we just substitute negative 2 here sa x squared. And then copy plus 3. And so on. So, let's start. So, y is equal to negative 2 squared plus 3. So, what is negative 2 squared? It's positive 4 plus 3, it's 7. Okay, for negative 1, we have y is equal to negative 1 squared plus 3. What is negative 1 squared? It's positive 1 plus 3, so you come up with 4. Okay, for the third value of x, so y is equal to 0 squared plus 3. So what is 0 times 0? It is still 0 plus 3, so you have value of y which is 3. And then for if your x is 1, so y is equal to 1 squared plus 3. So what is 1 squared? 1 times 1 is 1 plus 3. You have here 4. Okay, for the last value of x which is 2, so y is equal to 2 squared plus 3. So you have 2 squared is equal to 4 plus 3, it's 7. So we just follow the quadratic function here so that this quadratic function will represent a table, and this table will be used the 5 points here, the negative 2, 7, the negative 1, 4, 0, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 7. These are the 5 points in graphing. So, ito na po yun. Negative 2, 7, negative 1, 4, 0, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 7. So, again, this also opens upward. So, what is the vertex? So, our vertex is here. So, what's the coordinate of our vertex? So, it is 0, 3. This is your vertex. So, ang vertex natin na HK ay 0, 3. So, ano naman ang equation ng axis of symmetry? Okay, titingin ka lang sa H nyo dito sa vertex. So, pag alam mo na yung vertex, alam mo na yung axis of symmetry. Yung H lang. Ano yung H nyo dyan? 0. So, ang axis of symmetry natin ay x is equal to 0 kasi x is equal to h. Palitan mo lang yung h nyo. So, ano yung h nyo dito? Sa h, k. So, h0, k3. Okay, so ito yung axis of symmetry. X is equal to 0. Okay, the opening of the parabola, it opens upward. Okay, ngayon may dadagdag tayo kasi Kanina, sa unang example, ang parabola natin, nasa origin yung vertex. Nandito. Yan. Nandiyan dyan. Ngayon, umakyat siya. Ilang units? Mula 1, 2, 3. So, umakyat siya ng 3 units. So, ang shifting ng graph natin ay the shifting of the parabola. Nagbago yung parabola nyo sa Cartesian plane. The parabola shifts 3 units upward. So, ano ang nagbigay ng idea na 3 units upward siya? Ito yung letter K. Ayan. So, kung ang K nyo, meron kayo dyan nakikitang 3. So, yun ay 3 units upward. Yun ang nagbigay ng idea doon kasi positive 3 yan. Okay? So, yung K, it denotes or it suggests the shifting of the parabola. Kung ilang units. So, 3 units siya papunta sa taas. Okay? Since 0 naman itong H, walang ibang shifting yan. Ito lang. Yung may value lang. Okay? So, another example, para mas maintindihan nyo yung shifting. Okay. So, kanina plus 3. So, gawin nating minus 3. So, y is equal to x squared minus 3. Okay. Same table. So, x is equal to negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. We will get the values of y. So, we will substitute negative 2 first. Here, in negative 2 squared minus 3. So, y is equal to negative 2 squared minus 3. So, 4. This is 4. Minus 3, it's positive 1. Okay, for negative 1, so you have negative 1 squared minus 3. So 1, this is positive 1, minus 3. Therefore, it's negative 2. 1 minus 3. You subtracted a bigger value. So, negative. 1 minus 3. Okay, so next is 0 squared minus 3. So, what is 0 squared? It is still 0. Minus 3. So, therefore, negative 3. Okay, for the fourth one, positive 1. So, y is equal to 1 squared minus 3. So, this is 1 minus 3. It's negative 2. And then for the fifth, you have 2. So, you have 2 squared minus 3. So, this is 4 minus 3. It's positive 1. Okay. So, we come up again with 5 points. Negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 2, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 2, and 2, 1. So if you're going to graph that, this is now your graph. So this is your negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 2, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 2, at 2, positive 1. Okay, yan po yung limang yan. Ngayon, ano mapapansin nyo? From the origin, ito yung origin natin. The intersection of x and y axis yan, yung origin, 0, 0. Ano nangyari? Bumaba siya ng 3. Kanina, nung plus 3 ito, umakyat. So, ang vertex natin dito ay 0, negative 3. Ito yung vertex natin. So, the vertex is 0, negative 3. So, ito yung axis of symmetry natin. So, mapapansin nyo, 0 pa rin siya. So, ang ating axis of symmetry ay x equals 0. Yun pa rin, kasi yung h natin 0 pa rin. Kung nagbago yan, hindi magbabago din yung axis of symmetry. Ngayon, yung k natin, naging negative 3. So, yung k, yan po yung magsasabi kung going upward siya or going downward. So, ito, nag-shift siya downward kasi negative. Sa baba siya ng y-axis eh. So, negative. So, nag-shift siya 3 units downward. Okay. Tapos, ang opening niya, upward pa rin. Okay. So, the shifting of the graph or the parabola shifts 3 units downward na ngayon. Okay. So, basta yung K nyo, titingnan nyo, ito yung K, ito yung upward or downward. So, pag positive, upward. Ilan? Ito, yung number na yan, kung anong number dyan. So, kung positive 3, 3 units upward. Kung negative 3, 3 units downward. So, importante itong vertex na to sa shifting. So, kapag alam nyo yan, madali nyo malalaman yung shifting. Okay, another example. Okay, so dito naman, trinomial na siya. Y is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4. So, yun ulit, gawa tayo ng table. So, x is equal to negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. So, bakit nag-iba ako ng values ng x? Kasi pag negative 2, negative 1, 0, hindi makaka-form ng parabola. Kaya, nag-isip ako ng ibang value na makakapag-form ng parabola. So, kapag negative 4 ito, substitute natin dito, negative 4 squared plus 4 times negative 4 plus 4. So, yun yung, papalitan nyo lang yung x squared tsaka x dito. Ayan yun. So, y is equal to negative 4 squared plus 4 times negative 4, kasi 4x yan, plus 4. So, what is negative 4 squared? 16. Then, ito, positive tsaka negative, negative 16. Edi 0 na to, positive 16, negative 16. Then, plus 4, it's 4. Okay, so doon naman tayo sa negative 3. So, y is equal to negative 3 squared plus 4 times negative 3 plus 4. So, itong negative 3 na to, x yan dito. Pinapalitan lang natin. Okay, so this is 9. This is negative 12. So, 9 minus 12. Edi, negative 3. 9 minus 12, negative 3. May plus 4 ka pa dito. Edi, positive 1. Okay? Ulitin ko, 9 minus 12. So, negative 3. Negative 3 plus 4, edi positive 1. Okay, dahan-dahanin nyo lang yon. Okay, if x is negative 2, so negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2. Ito yon. Ayan, yung substitution. So, y is equal to negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 4. So, this is 4, positive 4, minus 8, kasi magkaiba ng sign. So, 4 minus 8, negative 4 yon. Plus 4, so negative 4 tsaka plus 4, hindi magiging 0. Okay, so doon naman tayo sa negative 1. So, y is equal to negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 plus 4. So, what is negative 1 squared? It's positive 1. What is positive 4 times negative 1? It's negative 4. So, 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4, negative 3. Plus 4, positive 1. Okay? And then for last, if x is 0, so y is equal to 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 4. So this is 0 plus 0 plus 4. So what is 0 plus 0 plus 4? It is 4. Okay. So meron na ulit tayong 5 points na ipaplat. So pag pinlat yan, ayan na po siya. So ito yung negative 4, 4. Ito yung negative 3, 1. Ito yung negative 2, 0. Ito yung negative 1, 1. At 0, 4. Ito. Okay, ito yung vertex natin. So, ano yung vertex natin? So, it is negative 2, 0. Ito. Yan yung vertex natin. So, may vertex tayo na h, k. So, ang h natin, negative 2. Ang k natin, 0. So, ano po yung axis of symmetry? Okay, so yung axis of symmetry ay, ayan. So, ano yung value ng x dyan? It's negative 2. So, ang axis of symmetry natin, so kung ano yung h dyan, yun ang lalagay mo dito. So, ito yung sagot. X is equal to negative 2. O, yan. Madali lang yung axis of symmetry. Basta alam mo yung vertex mo. Tingnan mo lang yung h. Okay? Then, ang opening natin, opening of the parabola, upward pa rin. Ayan yung sagot, upward. Okay, shifting. Okay, ito yung, tingnan nyo yung graph. Ito yung origin. napunta yung graph nyo sa left. Ilang units? Papuntang negative 2. So, the shifting of the parabola shifts 2 units to the left. So, pag negative yung h nyo, to the left siya. Paano kung positive to? E di to the right, the opposite of left is right. So, kung positive ito, positive 2, 2 units to the right. Eh, since negative, so, importante yung sign. So, kapag ang h nyo negative, 2 units to the left. Pag ang h nyo positive, 2 units to the right. Okay. Ano ang ginagawa ulit ng k? Yung k natin, pag 0, wala. Nasa gitna lang siya. Pero pag naging positive yan, kanina positive 3 yan, okay, nag-move upward. So, yung K, upward pag positive, downward pag negative. Yung H, pag negative to the left, pag positive to the right. Okay? So, tandaan nyo, yun yung effect nitong HK na to. Okay? So, kung ang vertex nyo ay positive 2, negative 3. So, anong shifting nun? Halimbawa, ang vertex nyo ay positive 2. Dito kasi tayo magre-refer eh. Tsaka negative 4. Example lang yan. O halimbawa, ganyan ang vertex nyo. So, anong axis of symmetry? Basta alam nyo na yung vertex, alam nyo na lahat yan. So, axis of symmetry natin, x is equal to 2. Ito, gagamitin nyo lang tong h nyo dito. Okay, opening of the parabola, titingnan nyo kung yung given quadratic function nyo, positive yung a. Kahit walang graph. Tingnan nyo lang, ano yung letter A niya? Is it positive or negative? Doon mo malalaman, pag positive, upward. Pag negative, downward. Okay, shifting of the parabola. So, dito, magkakaroon na siya ng upward, downward, tsaka to the left, to the right. So, ito, 2 units siya. The parabola shifts 2 units to the right kasi positive. And 4 units downward. So, dalawa ang shifting niya. Nag-move na siya 2 units papuntang kanan, bumaba pa siya 4 units downward naman. So, pag ganito ang ang vertex nyo, dalawa ang shifting niya. Nag-shift siya 2 units to the right and may end 4 units downward kasi negative. So, pag negative, downward. Pag positive, upward. So, dito, sa H, left and right. Pag negative, left. Pag positive, right. Pag sa K naman, pag positive yung K, upward. Pag negative yung K, downward. So, dito, 2 units to the right and 4 units downward. Okay, may end yung shifting nyo. So, the parabola shifts 2 units to the right. Magiging to the right na kasi ginawa kong positive. Ito, ano lang to, additional sample lang to. Pero ito yung original natin, ha. Nag-sample lang ako ng iba. So, 2 units to the right and 4 units downward. Okay, so ito lang ang binigay. Alam na natin yung shifting na vertex. Basta alam mo yung vertex. Okay? Without the graph. Okay, importante yung graph. Pero, kahit wala namang graphing, malalaman mo yung vertex eh. Alam naman natin yung from a general form, gumawa rin ako ng video nun, from general form, transforming it into vertex form. So, malalaman mo yung vertex. So, importante yung vertex. Pag nalaman mo na yung vertex, malalaman mo na to, ito, tsaka ito. Etong opening, malalaman mo yan sa quadratic function pa lang. So, importante lahat yan. So, dapat pag-aralan nyo lahat ng mga example na binigay ko. Pwede nyo ulit-ulitin itong video na to. Okay, so, that's all. I hope you learned something new today. And please watch the video. You can pause the video if you can't understand it clearly. And you can repeat the video again and again. Okay, goodbye class.